Demo discs used to be the golden gateway to discovering new classics. Gone are the days of playing the same 3 Guitar Hero songs on repeat with a controller off a disc you got out of a magazine. Modern day gaming sees less demos and more games released completely broken at a whopping £70 a pop. However, a little 3-hour demo gem in the form of Octopath Traveler 0 has been released and sets us up nicely to decide if we are ready to dive into the full title. What's better is, the progress we make in this demo, which is the first 3 hours of the game, carries over to the full game on release. So I was excited to jump in and see if you should be spending your hard-earned money on Octopath Traveler 0 when it releases on the 4th of December 2025. My previous experience with the Octopath series is frustratingly limited. I own and have played a decent chunk of the first game on Switch, and the second game I own physical on PS5, but it is sat in the backlog. Yes, I know I need to return to the backlog series. 5 likes on this video and I'll make sure I do a backlog video for you before Christmas, I promise. So, going into Octopath Traveler 0, I really only had the original game to compare to. And honestly, it is much of the same with a slightly different premise. It is a HD 2D title, battles are much the same, and the pathing story seems to be quite similar from what I experienced. However, the big difference here is that you have a creator character and base building elements. The creator character doesn't really stand up to some of the big RPG hitters, as it is quite basic, with the main thing being hair colour, gender, name, and what your favourite food dish is. Here is Zara, the daughter of the captain of the town watch. Her pink hair may deceive, as I plan to make her the best swordsmith the game will allow me to. Hard hitting, high defense and health. L reliable. You do get to pick your voice as well, but I've only ever heard it in a few phrases said in battle. Your character doesn't talk in story beats from what I can see so far. We are close friends with the carpenter's daughter Stia, who joins our team as the healer, as every good RPG party should have. Other key characters are the Watchman Fen and Lorana. If you are particularly sensitive to spoilers for a game, skip the amount of time on screen now. I'll be talking about what happens in the prologue, including early story beats. Don't worry, I'm the kind of person that would be sensitive about this stuff too. Our town of Wishvale is celebrating with a beautiful festival when it is attacked by the Scarlet Wings, led by Titus, looking for the Flamebringer's ring. A ring bestowed to us for reasons I'm yet to discover in my 3 hours of playing, other than we are the chosen one. In the attack, both of our parents die, as do Stia's, and the majority of the town watch is obliterated. Zara, Stia, Lorana and Fen all survive, and there are signs that others may have escaped too. Zara and Stia stick together with help from a mysterious stranger called Nomos the Scholar. The whereabouts of Lorana and Fen is unknown, but Zara and Stia decide to return to the ruins of Wishvale and try to rebuild the town. For me, there seems to be 3 different segments to the game going forward. Firstly, main story quests, of which I barely touched in my current playthrough, but we'll look at seeking out the 3 ring bearers, some of which we now have a bone to pick with. Secondly, side quests that include finding residents to join New Wishvale and gaining resources to help build the town. Thirdly and finally, the town building aspect of the game. Quests so far have been as you'd expect from Octopath Traveler and other JRPGs. Go to this place, kill what you need to kill, meet who you need to meet, and collect what you need to collect. I did find the difficulty spike too small in some cases, steamrolling through most enemies. However, in one dungeon I discovered an optional boss that was protecting a chest. It defeated me, and I did need to return with a stronger party later into my 3-hour play session. Most areas, however, were quite a walk in the park, meaning I didn't really feel a challenge at all. I'm sure if I had to venture into the main storyline more, then maybe I would have seen it ramp up a little bit, but this is yet to be seen. I was far too invested in building New Wishvale, which includes gathering resources from the wild areas, finding new residents and building structures. To start with, this is quite prescriptive with where you can build things, but I'm hopeful it does open up and allow for a wider level of customization. I managed to invite 2 people to join us in the town, one a drunk we found pissed up in a house in the wilderness, and the other a main character that I won't spoil here. I get the feeling your townsmen will be quite set. I'm not sure you'll be able to recruit people from here and there and everywhere to join the town, more just the characters you meet in the side quests. The battle system seems very familiar in Octopath Traveler, with different weapons being used to stagger enemies and then have the chance to grant big damage. You can still use BP to strengthen your attacks or attack multiple times per turn, and a range of skills to give you the edge in battle. The skill I have used, which has caused all sorts of issues for my enemies, is one where Zara will retaliate 50% of the time to physical attacks on her, meaning I can, on occasion, attack enemies twice around if they choose to target her. Yeah, that might be why I found the combat a bit easy so far. An element of combat I've not experienced before, but excuse my naivety if it is in Octopath Traveler 2, is the ultimate technique abilities. These are earned in battle by breaking enemies, and it can be saved between battles at level 1. My current ultimate allows me to fully heal and remove status effects of my entire team. This came in handy defeating that optional boss I mentioned earlier. It's a nice addition to an already enjoyable combat system. I just want to raise the difficulty a bit and have me experience those edge of the seat situations I got in the original game so often. A battle is oh so much sweeter to win when you do it by the skin of your teeth. Graphically, for some reason, the game seems worse in places than the original Octopath game. Now, I know this can't be right as I played the original on a base Switch, but it was in places not as graphically impressive as I was expecting. We need to remember it is a demo, so may not reflect the final product, but worth mentioning as I know it was echoed by Andy Cortez in their Kinda Funny Games preview of the game. Now, I've jumped around quite a bit here, which I apologise for, but that is how the game feels a bit. 1 minute, you can be pursuing the main story, and the next you're assigning townspeople to houses and forcing them to live together. It has many different paces, and I kinda like that. You can decide to focus on what you fancy, no judgments. For example, I wanted to rebuild Wishvale. I didn't really feel a need to pursue the main story at the start. If there is anything you think I've missed, then please put questions in the comments of this video. I will happily answer any for you. The big question is though, would I recommend you get this game? If you are a fan of the Octopath series up to this point, then yes. It's more of what you already love with some additional elements thrown in. If you're new to the franchise, it is a great place to jump in, but make most of the free demo available on most platforms. It allows you to play the opening 3 hours of the game and gives you a decent feel for all the gameplay loops you will experience on your adventure. Will I buy the game? Yeah, I think so. I have found a pre-order for just over £40 on PS5 physically, so to me it's definitely worth picking up. Will we see a platinum video on the channel for this game? Well, the producer of the game has come out and said the main story alone takes over 110 hours of gameplay, so maybe not. But if this video does well, I can be convinced. If you've enjoyed the video today, please hit the like button and make sure you're subscribed to the channel for more videos going forwards. Speaking of more videos, there is one on the screen right now. Why not click it and give it a watch?